Welcome in those folks that came over from the premiere. Welcome to this month's live stream. For some reason, my comments are not working. I can't see my comments or my chat, so I'm going to have to pull it up on my phone so I don't have to refresh this stream. Is this stream even online? I can't even tell. What is going on here? There we go. So strange. Okay. So hopefully, hopefully, I want to share my screen because the guy that I just did that reaction video on just posted a video, and so I'd like to share it with you uh, in the now space, in the continuum, to see what he said. So hopefully, this does not interfere with anything. Hopefully, you can still hear me. Can you hear me? Can you still hear me? Hello. All right. Thank you. Now I'm going to play the video so we can watch it together.
Hello, everyone. So details in regards to the Henry Millen updates. Videos I've chosen to remove because I've received certain communications from him today, which are of a threatening nature. In regards to his words is watch out. And I have received I've had a phone call with another individual who's quite the opposite, really nice, who's informed me that this Henry Millen has leaked my address online. That tied in with, which he's not allowed to do, so that tied in with...
Which he's not allowed to do? Who's not allowing him to leak your address? You're not allowed to unalive people either. You're not allowed to beat people up either. You're not allowed to slander people either. You're not allowed to you're not allowed to watch the sun come up either. I mean, I don't understand, like, folks who talk like this. You're not allowed. Ooh, who's the authority in this situation? Who's not allowing you to do this?
With what he's also said today, incites threats towards me, my family, and me, my partner, and my 4-year-old. I'm not going to have it. The videos will be removed, and this one will stay up, and this is going to be dealt with privately by the authorities.
By the authorities. So it's true. Jason Paul Grievous has authorities over him. So rather than deal with things himself, he's going to let a third party come in and deal with it. And that's all the data you need to know that he navigates in the fiction. I'm not saying it's good or bad. He can do what he wants to do. Right? He can do what he wants to do. You want to be operating in the fiction, having that third party guns and clubs come in, well, then you're part of that. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt in my mind. So it is what it is. Now, on the other hand, if this Henry fellow has actually issued threats against Grievous and his family, that is a no-no. That is not a good thing. Not a good thing to do. Myself, I've been in that scenario with some interesting personalities in the quantum grammar domain who have also threatened me physically and my family. I never really worried about it, and I would never, ever call an authority, because there is no authority other than myself of my construct. So if I thought someone was physically threatening myself and my family, and I actually thought that there was substance to it, I would take care of it myself. I think I have the capacity to do that. It's not a matter of being allowed or not allowed. I've had someone try to dox me before, years ago. Gordon Michael Schiller tried to dox me. And although he was unsuccessful, and though a lot of folks in that community knew it was wrong what he was doing, in the end, it never really bothered me too much. I mean, just the fact that someone would stoop to that shows a lot about their particular type of character, but it not really bother me, because again, I feel like I have the capacity to take care of what needs to be taken care of. If someone's threatening me, or someone actually shows up on my doorstep or whatever, I mean, life is life. It's short. Either you're going to go or I'm going to go. What do you want? But anyways, enough of that. It's not cool to threaten someone's family, no matter who you are. For the claimant's knowledge of the facts is with the broadcast claim of the gratitude, with the live stream of the YouTube channel, and host with the knowledge of the claimant with certification by this claim. Nice one, Harry. Thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. Big thumbs up. I appreciate anyone who supports this channel, because it allows me to continue doing what I'm doing, and it shows me that you value what I do. I mean, sure, I do say that there are over 1,000 free videos on here, but it's always nice when someone shows appreciation in that way. Like, they show something tangible. They show something tangible, and I have much gratitude for that. Now, I was hoping, after I did that video, I was hoping that Grievous would come on here. But, I don't feel like he's the most technically savvy individual. I'm not judging by looking at what he does on his YouTube channel with his videos. He does everything in portrait mode, which I'm more of a landscape individual. And I don't know if he understands what tagging is or anything like that. But it's funny that he's mentioning this Henry guy is threatening him, when Grievous has threatened me several times. Not with physical harm, but that vague threat of the authorities or something. Like he's going to do something. When, as Conor McGregor would say, you'll do nothing. Nothing. All right. Well, I guess that settles it. Now we can move on to something else. Does anyone out there have any correct sentence structure, communication, parsing, syntax, grammar questions? Anything they'd like to ask me about document creation, navigating through the sea of space, anything like that? My new favorite mug. It's a bear. You know, I grew up in Pennsylvania, and it was nothing to wake up. I grew up on a farm. It was nothing to wake up and see a black bear in the yard. I've probably been 30, 40 feet away from a black bear, and I have never, ever, ever felt any danger from them. I know people who are deathly afraid of them. I'll tell you, there's one creature that did put the fear in me, that did make, that feeling go up my spine, the back of my spine. And that was when I saw a mountain lion in person about, let's say, 20, 30 yards away from me. That was a completely different sensation. That was a sensation of, this thing could get me if it wanted to. Even though I was in a TX Gator golf maintenance vehicle, if that thing wanted to get me, it could have got me. And that's my primal instinct. Whew, that was crazy. I've run into bobcats before. I've been literally 10 feet away from a bobcat. Never felt any fear or anything like that. But mountain lion, completely different story. Completely different story. Rattlesnakes too. Not a fan of rattlesnakes. I think they're cool, but you're not gonna. I used to have a Russian friend. Actually, they were from Kazakhstan, who would just go up to a rattlesnake and just grab it and hold it and like talk to it. And he says he was bitten several times. He has no fear of the rattlesnake, and that's true. I mean, he just goes and grabs them. Not me, man. I'm not going to touch that stuff. No way. It's just like people, man. It's like when you look at a snake is a snake, and you can always trust, you can't trust a snake, but you can trust it to act like a snake. The same with people, if you are able to develop a personality profile of someone over, a period of time, watch their behaviors, watch how they carry themselves and things like that, you can pretty much trust them to act and be the way they are 99% of the time. Sometimes they might surprise you, but most times they won't. You can predict their behavior. It's always good for navigation. No one has any questions, huh? No one has anything they want to talk about. This is the only public live stream I'm doing this month. So if you want to take advantage of it, go ahead and ask questions. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. While I'm here, I got to say, I've been banned or had my profile restricted on Facebook twice in the last month. And I'm trying to figure out what it is that I'm doing that they are perceiving as violating their community guidelines. They say that I'm posting things. What did it say? Something about posting things about children or something, which I can't think of anything The first time I got banned, or for like 3 days, it was because I posted a I almost said the word. Sorry. We use the word jaywalker. I posted a jaywalking ritual, with the rabbis and their get up and stuff, where they circumcise a baby. And then what they do with that baby, they suck the blood, right? The jaywalkers. You know who I'm talking about. I posted that, and then Facebook banned my profile for a couple days. They did it again now. Now I just woke up to find that I'm no longer have access to my profile until like July 6th. Like, what did I do? What did I post? And I'm like going through trying to see what did I post. My most recent post, I shared a John Levi video, and I shared an Owen Benjamin video. I don't think I shared anything about the jaywalkers. So I'm not sure. But hey, it's cool. Whatever. I deleted the Facebook app from my phone. Uninstalled it. So I don't care one way or the other. I just would like to know why. Like what it was. I'd like to know what the triggers are. You know what I mean? Okay, we have a question. Awesome. Moon Ra says, I have a question. Is the live life claim a legal trust in some form, and can it be constructed as a trust? The live life claim has nothing to do with legalities. Correct. True, meaning 100% correct sentence structure, communication, parsing, syntax, grammar, has nothing to do with the legal system. It's outside of that. It's its own domain. The legal system is fiction. It's adverb, verb, adjective, pronoun, fiction, babble, modification. Correct sentence structure, if you're talking about a correct sentence structure, communication, parsing, syntax, grammar, live life claim, has nothing to do with the legal system. It's not legal in any way, shape, or form because it's factual. Legal is not factual. Now, as far as trust, there are elements of trust in it, in that you must have 3 live life claim witnesses to certify yourself as a live life claimant. So that element of trust is in there. But it has nothing to do with laws or legalities. Correct sentence structure is a completely different domain. I would like to know about navigating in the court system as a witness claimant without a live life claimant in case this happened very soon. Well, that would be a fiction scenario. I don't have advice or counsel or anything about that because your guess is as good as mine. That's fiction. If you're a live life claimant and you have closure on the grammar, I could then perhaps help you. But not having a live life claim, I mean, it's sort of like throwing stuff against the wall to see what sticks. Using fiction against fiction is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You might find it. You might find that golden needle in the haystack, and it might be successful one time, but the next time, they're going to put 1,000 other haystacks out there with 1,000 other needles that you're going to have to find. That's why I recommend, I suggest, I suggest learning correct sentence structure, getting full closure on it, getting a live life claim, and then being able to use that. Because it's hard to go into it without, I can't really share specifics in a live stream because I don't know the knowledge level of everybody watching. If this was in the confidential and we were doing a workshop on it or something, if I knew that you had at least rudimentary closure on the grammar, if I knew that you had a live life claim, or not, or you have a live life claim and you have rudimentary closure on the grammar, we could do a workshop on these mechanics. I'd be more than happy to share that knowledge with you. But the grammar does come first, and so you got to have closure on the grammar. Even before, if your plan is to use a live life claim in a foreign vessel in dry dock, you got to have closure on the grammar first. I do have a quantum grammar test. Takes about, if you have closure on the grammar, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to complete. If you have closure on the grammar, you should be able to complete it in 10 to 15 minutes. Easy. You do that, then we can move on to these other workshops in the confidential. Then we can move on to doing a live life claim and things like that if that's what you want to do. But first, the grammar comes first. Always, 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 always. So as far as going into court, foreign vessel and dry dock with no live life claim, your guess is as good as mine. Are you going to be offering times to do live life claims for us, your students? Well, Susan, if you go on to my mini class playlist and look at the live life claim video mini class, in there I state that if you get rudimentary closure on the grammar, I'd be more than happy to help you create a live life claim. There is no donation necessary to create the live life claim. I will try as best as I can to schedule you the time you need to create a live life claim. But first, you have to have closure on the grammar. If you're one of my students and I've said, oh, you got closure on the grammar, let's do a live life claim workshop. Well, then that's what we'll do. But I have to be 100% sure and be able to certify that you have closure on the grammar. Now, you don't need me to create a live life claim. I don't want to give anybody that impression. You don't need me to create your own live life claim. You can go out and get the template off of David-WYNN Miller's website, David-WYNN Miller's book. You can do your own live life claim to the best of your knowledge. You don't need me to do that. You just need 2 other live life claimants as witnesses so that you get 3 total, and then you can create your own live life claim. I am not a necessary component to this. The only thing that's a necessary component are the witnesses. And if you're going to use a live life claim, then you're going to need to have closure on the grammar. You did send me the template for the live life claim, and yes, you did say in our last workshop. I'll schedule another one, though. Thank you. All right, yeah. I remember now, Susan. I will say that, you know, I've mentioned this in other videos. I've been having some medical issues. Okay, and so I have not been in a position to schedule those types of things that you're talking about. But I am still scheduling workshops as far as grammar workshops, because again, grammar comes first. If I have the opportunity to schedule a live life claim workshop, I definitely will. But the grammar comes first, and I do have to do that for Rule 1, Rule Equal. The maintenance of Rule 1, Rule Equal. So, in other words, if someone sends me a donation to do a workshop for Rule 1, Rule Equal, we're going to do the workshop. The live life claim workshop, no donation is necessary. So, therefore, that's not the priority. You understand? And on top of that, again, I've had medical issues that takes up some time too. And no, you're not being rude at all. Apologies if I gave you the impression that I think that. I'm just not being rude at all. Anybody else have any grammar questions? Questions about live life claim mechanics? Questions about C-Pass C treaty, fate writ, volition claim, port authority claim, domicile contract? Anything. Feel free to ask. To get back to that, to Jason Paul Grievous. You know what? No, never mind. I'm not even going to go into that. I think I've given that individual enough space on this channel. All right, we got I would like to know more about the fate writ volition claim. Sure. I have it somewhere here. But simply put, what a fate writ volition claim is putting your volition on a document, contract, postal vessel, court venue with the correct flag mechanics, banking mechanics, postal mechanics, and grammar mechanics. Basically putting what your volition is out into the sea of space. The creator of that particular style of document is none other than my tutor, Raven-Farhad-Tohidi:(FRN). He came up with the concept and the format of the document. He created his, and then directly thereafter, I was the second person and created mine with his help way back when. And so the reason for that is when you listen to especially Russell J. Gould videos, old videos, he always talks about, what is your volition? We're putting the grammar on trial. What is your volition behind doing this? What was your volition behind doing that? Well, you don't have to wonder anymore, because here's my volition. You have it on paper. They don't have to ask. You give it to them. And if anything that you've done or can be proven that you've done is in direct opposition to what you've written on that document, your favorite volition claim, then you can be held accountable. But if someone asks you what your volition is, now you have a piece of paper that tells them in correct grammar what your volition actually is. And if you look up, if you parse the word fate, it basically comes back to communication. So the better you are at communicating, the more you're better able to steer your fate, your life, what happens to you. That's what fate is. Fate writ just means you've written your fate down, your communication's down. And then volition claim, of course, you're writing down what your volition is. So you kind of two birds with one stone type of thing. I can sympathize with that, Jason. Sorry to hear you are going through that. Your healing and health. I had 2 forms of serious cancer. Well, thank you for the sentiment. Still drinking coffee, though. You know why? Again, life is transitory. Here today, gone later today. So that's the fate writ volition claim. So if I had to suggest an order of events of document creation, first and foremost would be the live life claim. Again, which you don't need me to do. You can do it yourself. And I've done quite a few videos outlining how you would do that. Then next, you could do your fate, rip, volition claim. Matter of fact, that would be the best second document to create, would be your fate, rip, volition claim, if you want to do that. And then the third one, which would build upon the first two, would be the C-Pass-C treaty. That's how I would recommend the order of the essential documents. Have I done a mini class on the fate writ? I'm not sure. I'm going to look right now. I'm going to go through my content and see if I've done a video on the fate, writ, volition claim. Would you offer assistance in creation of these in another workshop? Would I offer assistance? Possibly I could offer assistance. Again, it depends upon the grammar, and these are all different contracts. The only contract that is a donation gift on my part is the Live Life Claim Workshop. All these other things are definitely rule one, rule equal, because what you put in is what you get out. I just feel like no one should charge any money for a Live Life claim. But the rest of them, rule one, rule equal, applies. And these are all things you can create yourself, by the way. Again, you don't need me to do that. It's always good to tap into your creative side, and just create things on your own for your own construct. That's pretty much what I did, especially with the domicile claim. I came up with that during the beginning of the COVID bullshit. I created that document contract postal vessel court venue, giving the terms and conditions of the domicile I was living in, and I filed it in to the local PD. All right, what am I looking for again? Oh, fate, writ, volition claim. All right, so I don't see a video on the fate, writ, volition claim, but I do see a video on the PARSE of the word fate. So you can look that up if you want to. And that'll start you on the road to learning about fate and what that means and what a fate, writ, volition claim is. It'll start you off. Maybe I will direct my directed energy towards creating a fate, writ, volition claim video where I do a little mini class on that. That's an idea. All right, we've gone about 42 minutes. I like the number 42. It's the answer to life, the universe, and everything. 42, according to deep thought. I bet Harry knows what I'm talking about. So I will wait about 60 more seconds to see if any other questions come through. Who knows? We might get a banger of a question that'll keep me talking for another 10 minutes. But barring that, I'm going to draw this to a close. I can't think of anything else that I was going to talk about. really. This about does it. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining me. Thank you for those that participated, for participating in this live stream. Again, if you want to do workshops, if you want to learn correct sentence structure, communication, parse, syntax, grammar for yourself, you're not afraid to put a little work in, you can email me at jasonmatthewg17@gmail.com, and we'll get you hooked up. I got some workshops later on today that I'm doing, and HHG to the 100% correct. 100% correct. I got to go eat some lunch before I do my workshops this afternoon. I'm going to go to the restaurant at the end of the universe, and I might have me 1 or 2 pan-galactic gargle blasters. For real. But if I do that, then I won't be able to do the workshops, will I? All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Much gratitude to everyone out there watching. With all humility, I thank you for watching, liking the video, subscribing, sharing the videos. Those of you who sent donations, Harry, I appreciate that so much. It really helps. And catch you next month in next month's public live stream.